Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. I'm not sure if I want to continue saying that, but I kind of like saying it because I do have a natural bedhead. We are going to be talking about some controversy this morning, and it revolves around Gypsy Rose. Now, a lot of people know Gypsy Rose from the Hulu series, and then after doing a lot of research, she is the girl who her and her boyfriend plotted and completed the death of her own mother because her mother was putting her through a lot of physical and psychological torture, and she just could not put up with that anymore. So she got her boyfriend to help her, and the boyfriend killed the mom, and she obviously did serve some time because of this. After, recently diving into the story, her childhood was robbed from her. I mean, I couldn't imagine what she had gone through mentally. It's sickening to know that her mom had some sort of illness going on or problems were going on. She was a control freak. She felt like she had to be there for her daughter all the time, controlling everything she did and things along those lines. I mean, even going as far as lying and then putting a feeding tube through her so she could eat, shaving her head, acting like her daughter had cancer when she never did. The most insane shit. And of course, a lot of you know, recently, Gypsy Rose finally got out. She's no longer in captivity. She's finally out. The way she has been going about the public's eye and things along those lines have been a bit odd, and I can understand both sides of things. On one hand, I look at Gypsy Rose's point of view, where I can see where she pretty much had her entire life robbed from her. Now she wants to go out and make the best of life, and I get that. I understand. She's given all these opportunities. Celebrities are adding her on social media, things along those lines. Celebrities want to be friends with her. She's probably on a high horse right now, and I can completely understand where she's coming from. On another hand, I can completely understand where a lot of the people who are pissed off about this are coming from. This is a very unfortunate, confusing, as this whole situation has been, confusing kind of topic and situation, a very touchy topic and situation. There's so many ways you can look at this. Now, personally, do I find it a bit odd myself? A bit. I'm not going to lie. I do find it a bit odd that she's kind of taken full advantage of the situation and she's having a Hulu docuseries. I mean, this is something that we shouldn't celebrate. Even if it was done for an obvious reason, she couldn't handle the torture anymore. This is not something that you should be promoting, right? If you are anybody out there going through physical and mental torture because of a parent, you should definitely seek help, and don't be afraid to call the police or anything along those lines. There are ways to get around this stuff for sure that do not revolve around the worst case scenario. Don't think of it as a way to gain publicity. Like, even if you're a victim, murder is still murder, right? I mean, that's obvious. Murder is still murder. And she did do her time. Obviously, I'm not saying what she did was the wrong thing. I'm not saying, well, it was the wrong thing. Let's be real. It was the wrong thing. But it's not like any of us can sit back and say we can't understand why it wasn't done, why she thought in her own mind that this was the only way out. It's not like I can't sit here and not understand that. But then the aftermath of it is now you are taking photos on the red carpet, being a part of documentaries, and acting like you're a star. And this is not the proper way to go about doing something like that. I understand that you have a lot of love being sent your way, and I absolutely admire that. I'm happy that you are being loved by the public, but you should take it easy a little bit. You just got out. And I understand you want to get your life started. You're young enough. You want to get it started as soon as possible, but there would be nothing wrong with taking some time and doing some interviews here and there is not a bad thing. But now you're acting like you're on the red carpet, like you're going to the Academy Awards or something like that. And that's not necessarily how I think we should be handling this situation. You were a victim, and a lot of people feel very sorry for you and very bad for you. And there's a lot of people who are admiring how tough you are and strong you are. But you don't need to go out there and you don't need to act like this is your shot at the Golden Globes. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that might be how you are taking it, but something tells me when I'm looking at these pictures of you modeling in front of the red carpet and things like that, how else am I supposed to think when I see stuff like that? Do you get what I'm saying? And even if that wasn't your intentions, I understand that you're free now. I get it, I do. But you should have taken time. I think this is a big situation where everybody came at her at once. She was being loved all at once. People were saying, "Oh, you should do this. You should do that. You should definitely, make a life out of this." And I think she let it get a hold of her too soon. And it's not like I can't understand why again, but I really wish she had taken a moment to sit down, relax, understand, because it was only a couple months ago when she got out. It wasn't even that long ago, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see these photos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she is really on it, right? She's really on that high horse. And now we got to consider too that this could be a situation of where the people around her are maybe influencing her too to take full advantage of this. We got to keep that in mind too. You know, I haven't watched too many interviews to understand what kind of person she is outside of the small clips I have seen of these interviews about her mom. I could be completely wrong about this, but I can kind of understand now where people are getting upset. And do I find it a bit odd that she's kind of riding this high horse automatically after she just got released? A little bit. It does rub me the wrong way because I don't think this is something that we should be applauding. Oh, murder your mom if she's abusive, and maybe you'll get some stardom if you're a victim. I don't think that is the good, proper response that we want to be promoting here. And again, you know, we encourage people, obviously victims, to come out and stuff, but don't treat it like it's your shot at the Academy Awards or your shot at stardom. Unfortunately, and it's a scary world we live in because there's probably a lot of people out there who truly think that if they murder, then automatically that's going to lead into their magazine covers, movies, TV shows about them, and things like that. And I'm hoping that's not the world we're going to be leading into because murder is still wrong. It's not. I'm not sitting here and saying what she did was not understandable. It was understandable in the idea that she was on a fight for survival. Again, I can see both sides of the argument. I can see why people are annoyed, and I can also see why people are happy that she's, you know, living the life that she never had. I get it. I get both sides of it. Almost no right or wrong answer in this situation. Personally, I do find it a bit odd that this is the kind of, you know, path she decided to take right away. I don't know. I need to do more, and I need to do more research is what I need to do. Obviously, I think everybody needs to do more research. And maybe a lot of you guys have, and maybe you can tell me in the comment section what she is like in other interviews, because I just have not done enough research on this person. You think that she is going about it all wrong? She should take a break and stop what she's doing, let people have time to adjust, let herself have time to adjust, or do you completely agree with what she's doing and that she should completely ride along with it? And if you like this type of content and want some more content like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You guys know what to do by going down below and supporting the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep it retro. Do take care.